Morning. Let's go feed the cows. We are out in the pasture. I got 2 bales on at the moment. This is my first day of Christmas break. I about get a month off, so that's very nice. Cows look pretty content at the moment. They don't seem to be really, well, they're kind of following me. Looks like they still have some leftover hay from yesterday. Where have they been feeding them? That's the real question. Where's the bales mainly been put on? The last time I fed cows last weekend, it was up on this hill, which I didn't record for you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah. There's quite a few cows over there. I don't know if they put any more bales over there. Huh. Looks like they've done something over there. I think I'm gonna put them on this side. I think I might roll a few down the hill on this side and also put some along the trees so they have a place to lay, especially since we got a lot of little calves out here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And we also got the protein tubs down here, so kind of keep them close to the protein tubs. It's supposed to be pretty cold tonight, so yeah. Look at that cute little calf. Ta-da! Look at those cute little guys. So cute and so fluffy. They're all fluffy because it's cold outside. Even the big cows are really fluffy. Now the other day I put out mineral with Dad. Well, the other day. It was probably a few weeks ago. And the cows would come all the way up to me and let me pet them. I don't know why, because we haven't really messed with them for a few months, but they're still pretty tame. I thought that they'd be a little bit more skittish, because normally they are, but the other day they weren't. Probably because they really wanted mineral. That was probably why. And unrolling the bale. Is that cow gonna get out of the way, or is it gonna get hit by the bale? You little... That makes me upset. Perfect roll, perfect hill. Everything was perfect. But no, the cow had to stop it from going all the way down the hill. You turd. Meh, meh. Get out the way. Yeah. Part 2. And the momentum is gone, but it's not that big of a bale anymore, so I'm not really worried about it. I don't think that was the same cow that gave me troubles just a little bit ago. She just watched. I think it was that cow. And that one right there. I was being a turd. So, done feeding the cows. I'm over here at George's. And the other day I set this belt conveyor auger over here. Got the 8020 that's been powering it. And if you see right up here, we got some issues. The wind grabbed a hold of the door. I guess it didn't latch all the way and swung it all the way open and broke it. So I'm going to grab the 8040 and bring it over here and bring this tractor over to the shop so that this can get fixed. Yeah. I don't know if it's the wind coming around the grain bin that caused this or just the door wasn't latched good enough. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the 8040 on the opposite side with the door facing this way because most of the wind comes from that direction, from the west. And hopefully we don't have any problems. But yeah. Which I don't know how many more loads are going to come out of this bin. Because really what we're working on at the moment is just coring bins. That's mainly what we're working on. So I don't know if there's any more loads that need to come out of here. I haven't been informed on that yet. But because we might need to move this again. Which this thing is really heavy. Compared to the normal auger transfers our transfer augers, or just the auger, the standard auger. This thing is heavy. So I set this up by myself, but it was a pain. I took the Honda side by side and winched it over this way while it was trying to roll downhill. It was not very fun. That's also why it's not very straight and aligned with the bin, because I was like, I'm done. I tried. Also, skirt is filthy from the other day because it was really sloppy on the gravel road. Well, we got the 8040 over here, and it's hooked up now, and I got it running, and I have it set at the right speed for this. So, yeah. The wind is actually blowing from the east today. I don't know. I guess it just blew so hard and it kind of curled around the bend, and that might have been what grabbed a hold of it. I don't know. No good. I'm going to take this over to the shop. That's just not good. No good. And of course, this has the monitor in it, so we don't want this out in the weather. No good. It's not like we really use this one that much anymore. Not really. We need to take this one out and put it in T8 300. It's gonna be cold. Actually, I do have heat, but still gonna be cold because I'm missing something. So, got the 8020 up here in the shop, so the repairman could come in and fix that. I also put the cloths up here to get worked on as well. The dealer's supposed to come up and go through everything, make sure it's ready to rock and roll for next year. So, yeah, this is our last season with that dealer. So, next year is going to be kind of we're going to find out whether we got decent service or not. So, yep, they're going to come up, get it all ready to rock and roll for next year. So, hopefully it'll be just as good as it was this year, because it was a very solid unit for us. Also got the fertilizer spreader in here. The only reason I'm not spreading fertilizer is the ground's not frozen. Had a bearing go out. This bearing right here, which is, very common on fertilizer spreaders. Now this whole oil leak down here is because we replaced a hose. There was a small leak, but we replaced the hose and, well, made a mess doing so. I didn't replace it. I think Dad and Jared did. So, yeah. Right now, I'm working on trying to add a light to the back side of the cab so that I can see in the hopper whenever I'm filling up. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. So here's the light that I plan on mounting on the hopper so I can see into it at night. So this came with this machine when we got it. It was in the cab in my previous videos, if you didn't see it. I'd say it just rusted and fell off because it still had the bolt and kind of a little piece of the bracket. But fertilizer is really corrosive. So I'd say the bracket rusted and this thing just fell off. So I'm gonna make a little bracket for it so I can mount it on the hopper so I can see in the hopper at night, because at the way it is currently, you can't see into the hopper at night. So, yeah. Even that light right there is no bueno. No bueno. But yeah, there's wire right there, so you can add another light. And that's the wire I plan on using. And I'm gonna mount it, I think, on the corner of the hopper so that I can see into it. Yeah, no bueno. Now, hopefully it'll freeze up and I can go spread some fertilizer, and then we can pick up this mess, because this is yuck. Look at this little piece I found in the scrap metal pile. It was perfect. I just had to cut it down to size with the saw. It already had 2 holes put in it, so I didn't have to drill new ones. And I definitely wasn't working on a piece of metal and cutting holes into it, or drilling holes into it, and then gave up. I definitely didn't do that. I definitely didn't do that. Yeah, I gave up. I cut a big piece of metal similar to this, but it didn't have the holes in it already. Yeah, so I went down to scrap metal and I was like, man, I just need a thin piece of metal. I don't need something very thick. And then I saw this one with holes in it already, and I was like, yeah, thickness doesn't matter. It's already got the holes. So I just cut it right there so that the light can go on it. I don't think this piece will rust off quickly. I don't think so. It's pretty thick. It's definitely overkill, but that's definitely good on a fertilizer spreader. Because, yeah. This is a 2018, and it's already started. It's already eaten into it. It's some killer stuff. Well, I got it mounted. The good news, I got it mounted. The bad news is the light doesn't work now for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't run this cable. This just another one. But I ran that cable to it, and it didn't work. And then I ran this cable from the spreader to it, and it still didn't work. But I don't know. Whenever I was spreading 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I plugged it in to see if this light worked, because if not, I was just going to throw it away. It worked. So I don't know what happened between now and then, and I don't know. But I got the bracket. It's all up there. So I guess I'll just find another light, probably on Amazon or something. And I'll just bolt it up on there. But I got the bracket made at least, so that's good. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed whenever I flipped on the lights and it didn't work. Yeah. No bueno. That really sucks. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, on a side quest, and I hooked up the hay processor. So this thing takes the bale and it grinds it up. I don't know if I even have footage of this thing getting used, because we don't use it that much anymore. It's probably been 3-4 years. Probably 3 years, I think, since we use this thing a lot. Now it's kind of used for odd jobs. So it has 2 little, I don't know what you call them, but they slide underneath the hay baler and pick it up, and you throw it in here. And then you have 2 rollers on these 2 sides. You see one there and one right there. And it flips the bale around so that you can kind of work its way into a big old drum that's ran by the PTO. And it breaks up the hay bale and shoots it out. We don't use this very often anymore. Most of the time when we use this, it's just for really old hay bales, or that's what we bought it for in the past. So we had some really old hay bales, and the cows love it whenever you run hay through this thing. It doesn't matter how old the hay is, they love it, because it breaks it up a lot for them. So that's not what we're going to use this for. We're actually going to be using this to do a government job that Grandpa finished bulldozing, to spread some grass into it. We're also going to be putting square bells in it as well. But plan on doing that tomorrow, but I want to get this ready for tomorrow so that we can have no problems. So it's kind of a pain to hook up because the jack doesn't work. So I had to pick it up, put it on boards. It was really fun. But it's hooked up for the most part. I don't have the PTO on. It's just sitting there in its cradle. I'm going to pull this thing in the shed and finish hooking it up. And then I'll kind of show you what it looks like on the inside as well. But yeah, I wish we use this thing more often. But there is times where this thing has problems. And this thing isn't a very nice unit. These hoses are pretty close to shot. Hopefully we get away with running it tomorrow. So here she is. Here's the back side of it. And these are the two forks that flip the bale into the back side of the unit. And here's the two augers on the side that feed the center drum that spins around real quick. There is a lot of net wrap on that at the moment. And that's also another downside of this thing. You could take the net wrap off before you throw it in here. But yeah, about once a year, if you're going to use this all winter long feeding cows, you need to burn that all off. But yeah, slowly that'll degrade. About 3 years, well, a bale after 3 years, it'll start falling apart. That's kind of why we bought this in the first place 3 years ago. We had a bunch of 3-year-old hay bales that the cows really didn't want to eat. And you run it through this machine, and the cows love it. So that's why we got it, and it hasn't been used much since. So yeah, I think this was bought at auction pretty dang cheaply. So yeah, hydraulic hoses are holding on for dear life. I got everything greased up, got the PTO hooked up. I'm gonna back it up here and flip it on just to, you know, just to run it, just to see it spin and everything, and then we'll use it tomorrow. So I'll show you how it works. So the first remote I have for those two rollers. So if the bale was in here, you could roll it one way and then roll it the other way, which kind of helps break the bale apart. That's why it has those metal pokey things. You know, if we had tons of cows and all this stuff, we'd have a nice version of this, but we don't have too many cows. And then on my third remote, I have the thing in the back for flipping the bale into the back, which on the 4430, I've broken the tongue on the tractor throwing a bale into the back of it, because it was the cheaper tongue, because they make a heavy duty one, they make a light duty one, and it was the light duty one, and it snapped the tongue on the tractor, and then the hay processor went on the ground, and I was like, Dad, my tongue broke. Yeah, that was not a good day. So I've had a lot of fun experiences with this machine, but that was before I made YouTube videos, because we don't really use this anymore. But let's flick on the PTL. Hopefully doesn't destroy anything. Shouldn't do anything special. Holy moly. See all that stuff came out? It's because the net wrap's been coming apart. Degrading, falling apart. Let's run the spinner. Is there anything? Get it up to speed. You see it spinning in there? Yeah, you guys can see it spinning there. We'll get it up to speed and see if it starts flinging a bunch of net wrap out. I think I've already got whatever I'm going to get out of it, probably. Yep. That's it. I wish this tractor would turn the PTO off gently. Wait. I think there's a button. I think it's this button I have to hold, and it'll do it gently. I gotta put you guys down for it, though. I want it to turn off the PTO gently, because sometimes if you just flick this thing back, it'll go to a complete stop. You push this button, it does it gently. So I'm gonna put you guys down.
Stop.